Reggie Jackson didn't pitch, right, back in the 70s, and that was the first big monster free agent after George got catfish, I guess, back in the day. A-Rod, okay. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So what's your sense of what's going on with Ohtani as you and I are conversing, David? What do you got?
Everything was going swimmingly until he hurt his pitching elbow, and he's not going to be able to pitch next year. So he was going to be the first top of the rotation and middle of the order bat all in one body to be a free agent.
Right.
And now he's just a middle of the order bat, and you have to wait on him to be a top of the order rotation guy. But all of these teams are jumping all over each other to pay him as though he's both. And so the contract that he gets is going to be fascinating, because were I to be negotiating with him, other than just giving in and adding years and adding money, I'd have it very highly incentivized and pay him a lot of money if he does actually come back and pitch, which is not guaranteed.
So what's the idea of his ability to pitch? What's the general sense? Are they sharing X-rays, MRIs, and stuff like that, or just say, trust us, he's going to be good? What do you think?
Well, trust us is not good. Even with a $1 million free agent, there's very rarely trust. Once you have a letter of agreement that is signed by both parties, it's always pending a physical. And the physical for a free agent like Shohei is going to be extensive. Not only are you going to get old MRIs and you're going to get the old reports from the surgery that he had, but you're also going to start over and have him re-examined and re-looked at. But you have to have protections in there, in my opinion. If you're going to make a $500 million investment in anything, you're going to want belt and suspenders. And that's why I can't wait to see what the final terms of the deal are.
So then the question is, David, the, I guess, $600 million question is, what does Ohtani want? Other than being paid as if he is both, despite the fact that he won't be able to be both for a while. And we'll just have to see if he can be both at the same ability that we have seen. So what does he want outside of that, David?
So this is the biggest question. And in my experience with free agents, very big free agents, and also with Ichiro, when we were negotiating with Ichiro when he was a free agent, there's a lot that is not talked about, and that's called comfort. Normally, players are not interested. They say they look at the school system or they look at the minor league system, and it's all eyewash. They're looking for the most guaranteed money possible. But when I was negotiating with Ichiro, he was very interested in everything surrounding spring training, everything surrounding our ballpark, how he would get to the ballpark, where his locker would be, what the colors of our uniform were, all things that meant something to him. And I didn't understand it when I first started dealing with Ichiro, and having known him for so many years, it's only built my respect for him. And there's a good chance that Shohei is like that as well, which is why nobody is saying the Angels have a chance to retain him. And I said on Nothing Personal a year ago that I thought the Angels would actually re-sign him. And I'm not willing to change my mind just yet. They are one of the 4 finalists, so we're hearing in the media, but we're going to find out here shortly.
Well, I mean, so that's why the Yankees and the Red Sox are out, because it'd be terrible traffic for him to get to the stadium. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, what does he want? Because clearly, when you're talking about the Angels or Toronto, there's not a lot of long-time listeners, first-time callers. There's not like a media crush of 100, scribes and cameras and what have you before the game. We you and I have talked in previous conversations on this show. Angels don't ask him to do too much, and he's just kind of like right around the corner from the stadium. So that's what I ask about. What does he want? Because obviously I'm biased being from the Northeast. I mean, what a festival it would be in Yankee Stadium or, Fenway Park for his batting practice. Does he not want that?
I'm not sure that many players, when they're figuring out where they want to be as free agents, are focused on that. When I say comfort, I'm talking about routine. I'm talking about what it's like to be in Los Angeles versus in New York, and not from a tax standpoint, from a life standpoint. He has scribes, as you call them, whether he signed with the Marlins or the Dodgers or the Yankees. There's a traveling group of people who are covering his every move from Japan, and they would just go to whatever city he's in, wherever he signs. So in his mind, that's not a big difference maker because it's going to be the same anywhere. So then you go a level deeper. which is the creature comforts of the devil you know versus the devil you don't. And he's claimed he wants to win, and the Angels haven't won. But at the end of the day, my friend Giancarlo Stanton went to the Yankees thinking he'd get a World Series, and here he is multi-years later. It's not so easy. So I'm not sure that going to a different team is the panacea that so many people think it is, and I think Shohei knows that.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.